Okay, morning, Manamu. Here's Manamu this morning, little Manamu. Manamu, you tired? Yeah, he's tired. So you going out? Yeah. So he just wants to go back to sleep. Let me put little Manamu over here and put him in here and let him rest. He's had his medicine this morning, first thing, and then come on, have a little Betty guy. I gave him a little beef broth with the eyedropper, and now he's just resting. So what people don't understand, yes, I know that milk causes mucus, okay? I know that full well. I used to work in the doctor's office, back office, okay? I'm very educated on that. But what you don't understand is he's not drinking water, he's not eating the dry food, he's not eating the wet food. And I've got to get something in him to stay hydrated and to get some nourishment in there. So I don't have a whole lot of options here, okay? So while I appreciate, your comments, you don't understand fully the situation that's going on here. I would like to give him anything other than that. But if that's all he's going to eat, I need to get nourishment down him. Now, like I said, I gave him some of the high-calorie nutrition, but you can't give him very much of that. And if he could, that would be all he would eat, but you can't give him that because it's very high sugar. So what to do? Okay. So this morning I did get a couple of dropperfuls of bone broth down him. He's not actually licking it up or eating it, so that's not happening. So that's it. Now I went online and I've ordered every baby food I could find: ham, turkey, chicken, beef, and I'm going to go pick those up in a little while and see if I can get him to eat any of those, the baby foods, because I need to continue to get some protein down him. Now, as far as putting him in there and running steam, I just bought the humidifier. And that's why I turn it up on high, put him in his little kennel, and cover it like a tent so the moisture gets in there. It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing as running a shower, okay? So that's already being done. He's very tired. He's not coughing as much this morning, but he's just a wore-out little guy. Now, looking up the pneumonia, it says it takes weeks. It can take 5 weeks, 6 weeks to overcome the pneumonia. So this is a long-term process that I'm in. And the best thing that I can give him right now is to let him rest. Again, gave him his medication. And I'll continue to try to hydrate him with some bone broth or make some chicken. This is beef bone broth. Or I can get a really good chicken bone broth and still try to keep him hydrated. He's just a little bitty. And when I feed him, I get that much down him at a time, okay? So I got about a dropper full down him this morning. So we'll see. But like I said, today I'm going to go over and pick up the baby food. And they say, you know, this is a long term, it takes a long term for the medication and stuff to work. It said up to 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I mean, this is, we're what, 3 days in. So, yeah. We'll see. But yeah, now my little munchkin is just laying there and trying to rest. So I just want to let him rest now. And we'll see. I'm telling you, this is not easy. It's not fun. And, you know, again, while I appreciate people's comments, when you've got 40 people telling you, it causes mucus, don't give it to, you know, I'm like, give me a break, okay? Give me a break, because I have got to get something down him. I have to give him some nutrition. I can't starve him. And if he's not going to eat the wet food, he's not going to eat the dry food, he's not going to eat any of these other things, then, you know, I need to do what I can do to keep him hydrated and get some nutrition. End of story. But I am going down and getting baby food and see if I can, you know, if I can get him to eat that. Because he's not touching any of the rest of it, okay? So, you know, you're between a rock and a hard place. So I don't know about taking him back down to the vet, since it says that, you know, it's takes weeks and weeks and weeks. It's a very, very long process when they have the pneumonia like this. I think the only thing they could do if I took him down there would be to, he's dreaming, would be to maybe put some saline under his skin to hydrate him. So, I know if I take him to my regular vet, they're going to want to do x-rays again. They're going to want to run, again, a number of tests again. And to step in the door, it's going to be an emergency visit. And, yeah. And they're not going to tell me anything different than what they've already told me, that he's got pneumonia. Okay? So, I'm sitting with that, you know, what to do with it. And like I said, I was, when May passed and Mr. Max passed, the bill I got was outrageous, okay? So, again, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Now, I can try to call up where I went for the emergency visit and just ask them if maybe he needs to be on another medication. I was going to say that, but then when I read this morning that it takes them weeks and weeks and weeks to recover, they're probably going to tell me the same thing. He just needs to stay on this medication. And, so what to do? Now, at least this morning, he's not hacking like he was, but we'll see. It's early in the day. It's so hard to know what to do. Now, if you take them down and they're overnight, I know when I took Raj down to the emergency, they said, oh, if they kept him overnight, it's $2,000 for an overnight. And he would have passed because he'd gotten a wrong diagnosis. And yeah, these are not easy decisions to make. So, you sit here and you try to figure out what's the best thing to do. Now again, if I take him down to where my usual vet is, they're going to want to do all these tests and this x-rays yet again that I just had done. And charge you for an emergency visit. Even though when I got him, I wanted to come in for a wellness check, and they put it off. Okay? If they would have given me the wellness check like I asked, we would have had a head start on this. It just, sometimes they make me so angry, and it's supposed to be the best vet in town. But they didn't listen about Mr. Max's heart. They didn't catch any of these things, Sometimes I think they just do the most expensive procedures they can do, even though they know that they're going to pass, okay? And they hand you, oh, I'm sorry, your dog just died, and here's your bill, okay? So I know a lot of people have faced that as well. Somebody said I think they said $2,000 for their dog to die. Yeah, they'll do the most expensive things they can do. And they know really that the dog is not going to be saved. And then, okay, you lost your dog, now here's your bill on top of it. So it's just, I thought it's supposed to be a healing profession. But really, the thing I see in the vets' offices I have been to lately, it's all about how much money they can make. And you see how many dogs are going in there per day, and you know that every time you go in there, it's a minimum $400, $600. If they're doing that with every person, I'm telling you, they're making a fortune. Okay, and it's usually, I never get out of there with a minimum of $400, $600 minimum anytime you walk in the door. So you're just going, oh, oh my God, and then it comes back. And like I said, I just had Max in there 2 weeks before he expired, and I paid for all these blood tests and everything that I took him in there for. And, because he's having these problems. Oh, no, he's fine. His blood work, everything is fine. He sounds fine. He's great. He's healthy. 2 weeks later, congestive heart failure. You know, and when that's supposed to be the best veterinarian in town and they're not cheap. They say this one is not cheap, but they're the best in town. At that point, you're losing your mind. So now I'm trying to think, you know, if I take him somewhere, do I take him to where I just went and they again thought he had a herniated diaphragm? It's what they told me first. And then they called me back, thank God, and then said it's pneumonia. Or do I take him to the place where I usually go, where the minute you walk in, it's an arm and a leg, and then I haven't gotten the right, you know, I feel like I haven't gotten the right diagnosis or aid, even after you pay all that money. It's not, you're not being given the right stuff. So what do? I'm just like, so again, now you get in that position where you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. You want to do the best for him that you can. But when you've gone consistently to vets, and when you walk in the door, oh yeah, they seem compassionate, loving doctors and everything, but it keeps coming out the wrong diagnosis, the wrong diagnosis, the wrong diagnosis, big bills, and they wind up dying. You're going, well, now what? So anyway, that's kind of the conundrum this morning. I think he should be taken in and get some hydration. And I know for that, they're just going to give him a saline solution under the skin. And you're going to wind up walking out paying a $300 bill for a 2-second procedure. Okay. So yeah, at this point, I'm pretty fed up with the vets out here. And trying to figure out what to do, where to go. Because I want him to pull through. I want him to live, But where do I take him? Who can I trust here? Because what I've been shown so far is a lot of people say, oh, we care, we care, we care. But what comes back is, I don't care. I could say, I care, I care, I care. And it's $500. Oh, yeah, they look great. Send them on their way. They die. Oh, sorry about that. Now that's another $700 bill. Okay. Thank you very much. Hey, Mr. Boy, did you get up? What you doing, Mana? What you doing, Mana Moo? You sitting up, little man? Are you sitting up, little man? Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, you gonna stand up? Yeah. You wanna come out? Okay, come on, Munchkin. Did you wake up again? Did you wake up? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out where to take him. I think he does need to go and have some hydration. But again, I know if I go down to where I usually go, they're going to want to do another x-ray, run all these tests, and all they'll wind up doing is giving him the saline and saying, oh, we want to keep him overnight. We want to keep him. So, I don't know. When it opens, I'll ask, I think I'll call where I took him Sunday and ask them about, his dehydrated, and, can I come in and get, get him to have some saline put in. I think that's what I'll do. I'll call and ask. And maybe I'll call the place where I've always gone, the vet, and tell them as soon as I got him, I asked for a wellness check, and they put me off and told me no. And then I had to run him to an emergency vet. So, well, we'll see. Like I said, right now I'm just sitting with it and trying to figure out what to do, where to go, what's my best option. Oh, it's never fun. When you're dealing with a sick pet, it's never fun. But especially when you keep getting a runaround and you just feel so disgusted with the options.